You bank your freaking money. You know what you got to spend your money on, and you bank, stack, bank your money. But you can't never have too much money when it comes to buying critical things, infrastructure things like trucks and trailers for the business. Okay, y'all, so here we are another day, and it's Sunday, man. And yeah, so today me and Zach are gonna cut some grass, like I was saying in the shop. I got the shop TV hung up yesterday. Boy, I almost busted my ass picking that TV up. But the Bobcat is so useful for everything, it's like unreal. You know, I put the forks on the Bobcat and I set that TV on the forks, you know. Well, I just took the forks underneath it and then just wedged the TV up on the forks, and then picked it all the way up there, and then just walked the Bobcat all the way into the wall. So yeah, that was pretty cool. What else I got, man? I don't know, man. I don't know what kind of videos we're gonna have today, but there's some things that are a little bit different this year, that the way it's panning out. And it has a lot to do with having Francisco out here. So, and Zach's been doing really good, man. I got to give him that. You know, the more money he makes, he seems to be handling it better than what he used to. So that's a good thing, because you know, I want to pay the guys good money, but I don't want to pay the guys good money and then them self-destruct. I mean, that's just, I don't know, man. That's just how it is, man. I don't particularly really like these glasses here. I don't know, man. You know, I've always wanted to pay guys good, especially if they show up and everything. And I think, and y'all tell me if I'm wrong, I think that having Francisco out here has kind of motivated me and Zach. I know for a fact it's motivated me, and you know, I can only assume it's motivated Zach too, because Francisco is consistent, is as consistent as they come. He's never too high, he's never too low, he's not emotional, he's just steady, and boy, I can work with that, you know. So I wonder if they'd pay me to move that mulch pile. I'm gonna ask them. They got a big pile of mulch in their front yard, man, and it looks bad. Like where somebody gave them some free mulch. If it's free mulch, y'all, it probably ain't worth a damn. Yeah. The mulch that you buy at the mulch yard or in the bags at Home Depot, that ain't the same mulch that comes out of a chipper when a tree company chips trees. So I'm gonna hit this one, Zach's gonna hit that one, and then we're gonna, you know, we're just gonna, you know, slowly but surely work through the day. But real quick, a couple things that this year that is a little bit different, other than the fact that Francisco is, well, Zach's got another year of experience out here, and that's a good thing, because you know, the more experience you got, the more the easier it is, man. I don't care what anybody says. Even me at 53 years old, man, it's easier for me as far as the physical work. it's pretty easy for me because, well, I know what to do and how to do it in a way to where it doesn't kill my body. You know, am I getting burned out? Not yet, but I'll know when I am. The way it's been going down is, if y'all noticed, I've been working Zach over the weekend. And then I'm working and some in the week. And I've been working Francisco through the week, weather permitting. Everything is contingent on the weather permitting. So it's really paying dividends for me. Though the only thing is that I'm out here 7 days a week when the guys are out here 5 days a week. They're staggered though, you know. Like yesterday, Zach worked and he made as much yesterday as he does any other day. And then today he'll work. He won't work quite as hard as he did yesterday, but he'll make probably about the same amount of money. And Francisco's off. But what it's been able for me to do is, like right now, here we go again on the heavy week. So we're doing Monday that we normally do on Monday. We're doing all that today, me and Zach, and it's all big mowing stuff usually. So then and today's Sunday, so then on Monday we'll be doing you know, the rest of what we don't do today, which I don't have the full Monday list on here. I got critical ones that take a lot of time. Okay, so then tomorrow we can hit a bunch of properties. We can do, you know, and for me and my team and the way my, you know, density and all is, when I say a bunch of properties, you know, maybe 17 or 18 of them, something like that, that's a bunch. On average, we probably do, I don't know, 13 or 14 per day or something like that with 2 trucks. I know, y'all. There folks out there doing 40 lawns a day. I know. But you ain't getting but 25, 35 all the lawn. I'm doing, you know, 13 a day at 90 or 80 a lawn. You got to be looking at it like that. So I'm not looking at how many we're doing. I'm looking at the amount of money and my density, and to make sure that we are, you know, moving around with a purpose. Zach is better on some yards than others. Some yards are bigger, and I don't want one guy on those yards. Some yards are the customer's more particular, and I know which ones those are. And we got a nice little routine going for the last, I don't know, for the last 4 or 5 weeks. We've had a nice little routine going. Of course, Zach's working over the weekend, and so am I. And I'm working during the week. So but I'm not working hard at all. None of the time. Well, Ray, man, you working every single day. You really ain't making that much money because you working every day. But see, I don't mind working every day, and it's work, true enough. But I ain't doing no heavy lifting. I'm doing heavy thinking. That's all I'm doing. Today, I'm not gonna crank up a weed eater. I'm gonna sit on one of my $15,000 lawnmowers and ride out with that suspension seat. That's what I'm gonna do. And just square footage, man. That's all I want to do. Just get things cut, pick up checks. This week we should be able to call it the schedule. We'll get you know, today done, tomorrow done, Tuesday done, and then Wednesday we'll be 2 days ahead of the game. So Thursday and Friday of this week, I can do Bobcat work. And see, Francisco can come out there doing Bobcat work because he's a lot more, he's very familiar being around machines and on the ground and stuff. And he wants to learn how to run the Bobcat. And I want him to learn how to run the Bobcat because I don't want to be a Bobcat operator. Though I am pretty freaking good these days. I'm getting better and better, you know, at the actual mechanical part of the machine. And I don't even realize that I'm getting better and better at it. The only time I realize it is when, you know, I got somebody on the ground that ain't never, that sees me running it. And they're like, man, dude, you can make that thing do anything. And maybe I can, but I got to know, you know, what to do with the machine. Though, and I know the machine. That's the benefit of having your own as to renting it. Because when you rent machines, you get a different one every freaking time, you know. At first, when I bought my T190, I didn't know that I didn't know if I would like the foot pedals or not. But I didn't have no money, you know, to buy a better machine at the time, right? You know, so I bought what I could afford based on what I could haul around. So I got a couple things that I'm probably going to end up having to buy. I ain't looking forward to it. One thing that I'm thinking about buying, one thing I'm going to have to buy, I think, is I'm going to have to buy another truck. I'm going to have to buy another truck to replace that truck. Now I'm on the fence about a 250 or a 150. Because, see, back in the day, the 150 would have a hard time pulling skid steer around, right? I mean, it wasn't even rated for that. But these days, you know, from, say, I don't know the exact year, and I'm not really big into trucks and stuff. You know, I don't know that much about them. I know what the specs are on trucks and what they can pull and what they can stop. It ain't about pulling what you can pull. It's about being able to stop what you're pulling. That's what it's all about. So the F-150s these days, and I like the white color. The F-150 these days, say from, I don't know, 14 to now, right? Obviously, I'm not going to buy a brand new F-150 for the business. I'm not going to do that. But I wouldn't mind buying one, you know, a 2014 or so. It doesn't even have to have the extended cab or anything. It really doesn't. It's just got to have the ability to haul. Now, the F-150s back in the day they weren't designed to haul what they can haul these days. So I've been kind of feeling the ground, you know, feeling around for F-150, a newer one that can haul, you know, 11,000 pounds, I think, or something like that. You know, they got the tow package on it and everything. You know, I'm not going to buy one that don't have a tow package. I'm not going to buy one. I'm not going to buy any truck where I'm putting the ball on the bumper. None of that. Any truck that I buy is going to have the tow package, and it's going to have the ability to pull the Bobcat around in a pinch. You know, I'm not worried about gas mileage. It's probably not going to be a diesel. You know, I know there are people that are stuck on diesels, but I'm not. I couldn't be further from a diesel in my thinking as far as a truck goes. Now, equipment, oh yeah, diesel's the only way to go. But a truck, it's not necessary. I know there's gonna be guys that say it is, but it's not. Trust me. I've never had a diesel truck, y'all, and I've never had a problem pulling anything around that I get into now. Now, if I get any bigger where I'm hauling a freaking Mini X and a Bobcat and a bunch of attachments on a 25-foot, you know, trailer, then that'd be different. You know, I'll cross that bridge when I get there, but I ain't there. But the second truck is going to have to be updated. It just is. And I'm gonna have to go get a second truck, you know. And I'm thinking, I don't know for sure because they're all over the place, man. I want a white truck. It doesn't have to be the 4-door. It doesn't even have to be an extended cab, because it's basically going to be a mowing rig, right? But I do kind of like the, you know, not the 4 doors for it. I like the 4 doors for my truck. I'm not going to have a truck that don't have the 4 doors. But for the second truck that's just pulling a 12-foot trailer around, a mowing trailer for the most part, and you know, I'm probably going to go for an F-150 unless an F-250 just drops in my lap for, you know. But I don't know, man. I just don't think that I need it right now. And, you know, I can always buy another F-250 if things scale up. But an F-150 these days will pull the Bobcat. The Bobcat, just to give y'all some numbers real quick, the Bobcat weighs, my Bobcat weighs about 7,900 pounds, okay? And any Bobcat that I will buy in the foreseeable future, and I'm not saying, you know, and I'm going to end up buying another Bobcat. I know I've been saying that for years, but I probably am, especially since I'm seeing now that I'm able to run it during the summer, and it really benefit the team. Because the more money I make, the more money I pay the guys that work for me. So an F-150 is going to be the vehicle that I'm going to try to find. I'm going to try to find one. I want it white, not mandatory, but I like them white. And it needs an 8-cylinder engine, and it needs it's got to have the you know, the brake, trailer brake already in it and all that. I wanted all that from the factory. I don't like them add-on trailer brakes and all that crap. I want it. So the few little hoops I had to jump through, and as far as it comes to money and what it's going to cost, I don't know, man. And I might be way off. I'll throw a number out there, 20,000. You know, something like that. I don't know if I can get one for that. You know, a decent one for that. I don't know. And probably what I would do with that is I would, well, before I buy the truck, well, first thing we're gonna have to do is get this brake situation fixed on the truck, and we're gonna have to assess where I'm at on that other truck. The other truck's been a good truck. It's the first truck, big truck, you know, 250 that I ever had. So, you know, it's been a great truck. I bought it. It's a 2006. I bought it in 2009 or 10, something like that. And yeah, you know, I paid cash for it. I paid like $12,000 for it cash, but this was back years ago. That same $12,000 is probably like $20,000 now, especially when it comes to trucks and stuff. But I'm gonna have to start putting some feelers. I'm starting to put some feelers out there, so I don't really know what I'm up against. Now, if I see that I can't get a truck that makes sense to me, then I'll keep running that truck. That F-250 that I got, the one that Zach drives, it ain't worth nothing as far as a trade-in or anything like that. And that's why I've kept it so long. But I don't want to buy a truck that the only thing it'll do is pull that mowing rig that Zach pulls, because that mowing rig that Zach pulls is going to get bigger. It's going to get bigger. I'm going to buy a bigger trailer and not have to fool. I want every truck and trailer to have the ability to pull 2 mowers. So when we get on big stuff, I can have 4 mowers out there without any special stuff. So that's one of the things that I'm going to have. That's one of the first things I'm going to have to look at as we get through this season and into the fall. That might be the big purchase before tax time. You got to be thinking ahead of time, man. Another thing that I want to do, and this is not as pressing as the truck. The truck is a mandatory thing that I'm going to have to do. One way or another, I'm going to get that truck in, you know, better running order, and see what it's going to cost for me to get another truck, or I'm going to have to make sure that one is everything that it can be based on what it is, right? The truck, the 2006 250 that Zach drives, it's on its second engine, and it's just a 5.4 liter. You don't need any more than that. I'm telling you, I pulled the Bobcat around for 7 months with it, you know. It's been a great truck. I can't say it ain't, man. It's been a great truck. This truck right here has been a great truck. I seem to have pretty freaking good luck with trucks compared to what I see some of the other YouTubers on YouTube get into when they start getting into different trucks and stuff. They buy these trucks and they're like lemons or whatever. I ain't had a problem with a Ford truck yet that wasn't. I mean, even old Red Ruby was a great truck. 1996 F-150, 5-speed, inline 6-cylinder, the first truck I ever had. I never had a problem with it either. I had to sell it though because I had to have a bigger truck. You know, I was pulling around my big Massey Ferguson tractor with that little bitty truck. And yeah, and it was pulling it. It wasn't wanting to stop it, but it was pulling it. So, you know, other than that, the other thing that I got my eyes set on, that I'm starting to research on, is I want a bigger dump trailer. I want a bigger dump trailer. My dump trailer is cool. It's good for what, you know, I'm doing and what I've been doing with it, you know. But at the end of the day, it's not as convenient as it would be. Say, you know, number one, the dump trailer is 12-footer. Okay, it's, you know, the Bobcat will go up in there, but you ain't gonna put a lot of attachments on the, you know, I could on the dump trailer, I can load the Bobcat, the grapple bucket, and another bucket inside the grapple bucket. And that's all you're gonna get on the dump trailer. But when you do that, you're getting on up there in the weight department on what, you know, because the axles on that dump trailer are 5,000 pound axles. So, and it's been a great dump trailer. I've had it for 10 years. It's great, but I'm limited on what I can do with it. Because, for instance, if we go to a job, I can't, and it's any, well, I don't put the Bobcat on the dump trailer no more. Well, and there's a couple reasons why. Number one, the arms that come out of the back of the dump trailer, you know, that the big heavy duty ramps go on. Well, those arms that hold the whole weight of the ramp up, they have busted over the years, rusted, whatever. I don't, you know. So I'm super scared to load the Bobcat on there. I will do it if the Bobcat's stuck somewhere, but I might even call a tow truck if that actually happened, if, you know, for whatever reason. I don't like taking the Bobcat up that steep ramp like that. I just don't like having the Bobcat that high off the ground. And I know there are people that'll do it, and I'll do it, but I don't like doing it on that trailer because I've had the ramps fail on that trailer. And I was not even putting a Bobcat on there because of the way that design is on the back. And maybe I can show y'all the design on the back where they got these little things that come out. You know, you got, so here's the dump trailer. This being the part of the dump trailer that's hooked to the truck, this being the rear. You see those little arms, those little U arms that are coming out the back? They're exaggerated in this little drawing here, but those things have disconnected from the trailer, rusted. And I have welded them on there, but they're not safe for the kind of weight that the Bobcat is. And I'm just not willing to do it. You know, and, you know, I don't want to say never, but it's special circumstances for me to do that. Okay, so basically what I'm going to do is what I want to do is I want to get a bigger dump trailer. I'm not even opposed to a 16-footer. I like 14-foot, you know, with 7,000 pound axles. That would be 2 more foot, and then I could safely put the Bobcat on there. If I could get 16-foot, that would be a sweet spot, but they're going to be stupid expensive. Of course, they're going to have 14,000 pound axles. Anything that I buy that I want to put the Bobcat on, I want 14,000 pound axles. I'm graduating from the 5,500 pound axles. I want the 7,000 pound axles on anything that has to do with the Bobcat or pulling weight. And though I've never had no problems with that trailer, you know, never. Anything I've ever put in it is dumped it out, no problem. I'm not real picky on the 2 cylinders or the 1 cylinder or nothing, but I would want a 16 footer. I would want the walls in the thing to be, you know, as high as it can possibly be. I don't know. I mean, 4-foot walls would be cool, you know, as long as they're solid, you know, to where I could pull the Bobcat up in there and or whatever, and you know, and not have to worry about stuff falling out or whatever. That's what you know, but a brand new dump trailer, you know, is going to cost me. And I don't know if you guys know this. I don't know if I've told you. I know I probably have. You guys have been watching the channel for a while. I don't like buying used trailers. I just don't. I just don't like buying used trailers. So 2 things that the business needs that I'm identifying right now. Okay, we got lawn mowers, we got weed eaters, we got blowers, we got trailers, we got everything. But you got to time your investments accordingly. You know, me buying that other Exmark this year is going to make it where I don't have to buy a mower next year, I hope. But you never know. I mean, you know, but I hope. If I do have to buy a mower next year, that means we're going to cut hella of grass, and I done banked up hella money to go buy a mower or whatever. So 2 critical things that I'm identifying with in June of 2023 is a truck and a dump trailer, a bigger dump trailer. Of course, I'll sell the truck I got now, and I'll sell the dump trailer I got now, because I don't need 2 dump trailers. I just want 1. But what that does, that enables me to take the Bobcat. Say I got a job where we're doing debris removal. See, right now, I can't, I have to take 2 trucks. And if I can make it where I can put the Bobcat on the dump trailer comfortably, where I feel comfortably, and that's all that matters, how I feel. I'm not, I mean, oh, Ray, that dump trailer will hold that Bobcat. Yeah, it will. But it ain't a comfortable thing for me. And I don't like being uncomfortable out here when I'm making money. And there's a lot of things that can go wrong when you start putting, you know, getting close to the weight capacity of a trailer. I've done it. You know, they're rated, you know, 10,000 pounds or so. And so you could probably put a little bit more than 10,000 pounds on it, but who's weighing everything as you put it on there? Nobody. Plus, when I do gravel and dirt, I can haul more. When I put gravel on my dump trailer and it's only like maybe 3 tons, 3.5, 4 tons at the most, the dump trailer is struggling. It's struggling. You know, the tires are catching hell and everything. So, you know, even though it's rated and all that for 10,000 pounds, I rarely put 10,000 pounds on it because it's uncomfortable. And it's time for an upgrade at the end of the day. So those are 2 things that the business needs to continue doing what we're doing. The truck being the most pressing. I'm not going to wait. You never know. I don't want to wait until that freaking truck that Zach's driving goes down and it's stuck on the side of the road and I can't fix it and I got a rig on it and I got all these things going wrong with it. You got to prevent things like that so you can kind of just keep moving, you know. But until then, what do? You bank your freaking money. You know what you got to spend your money on, and you bank, stack, bank your money. But you can't never have too much money when it comes to buying critical things, infrastructure things like trucks and trailers for the business. And everything costs so much money. You just keep stacking until the truck does give me problems where I don't want to put no more money in it. And then it's not a problem for me to reach out and say, okay, here's a $23,000 truck. Let me buy it. Let me put 10,000 down, and you know, make $200 a month payments for a few years on another truck, right? And then, you know, my thinking is overall cash money. I'm talking about cash money out of my pocket. You know, I may finance some stuff too, but when I finance, it's such a low amount that I can always reach out. Usually when I finance, I got the money to pay it off. I don't, because I like to hold my cash, but usually I do. So before I finance anything else, I will pay off the stupid man lift. I could pay it off right now if I wanted to. I just, you know, it just rubs me the wrong way that I'm not getting no break. So pay that off, and my thinking is for $25,000, I can get another truck and a dump trailer. That's my thinking. Now, I know that the other truck, I'm going to finance $10,000 on the other truck. And then I don't know what a 16-foot dump trailer new, you know, goes for. I don't know, with everything that I want on it. It's probably going to be, you know, north of $10,000. I don't know. So, yeah, and I'm talking about cash things that I'm going to pay. So, for a truck, I'd put $10,000 down. Okay, no matter what the truck costs, I'm gonna put $10,000 down. So I got a number in my head that I'm stacking to, right, to get another truck. Ain't got nothing to do with what we're making every day or what I'm putting in the bank or savings. I got a bank account that and I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna name it the freaking truck account. And I'm just gonna, you know, every week or whatever, I'm gonna be putting money in it. I have been doing it. I think there's like $4,500 in it now, because I've been thinking about this, you know, well, all year. So by the end of the summer, I will be able to have $10,000, $15,000 sitting in that account. Now that's of course if nothing breaks. You know, you got to be thinking about other things happening too that you don't know is going to happen right yet, but they're going to happen. So you figure $20,000 give or take on a truck, and then another $10,000 or $11,000 on a dump trailer. Those are the two things that I would like to get before I do my taxes next year. Okay, now we know that, right? Those are things that I need to be banking my money for. Not to go to the club, not to go to Acapulco, not to buy me a Harley or a jet ski or a boat, you know, but to buy for the business. So next year I'll have another truck, because I mean, as long as I'm doing lawns, I'm going to always have the other truck running. I got to, because there ain't no money in it if I don't, compared to if there is. And so I mean, the other truck makes, I mean, it makes almost as much money as this truck. Not quite, but almost. And if it has the ability to pull two mowers around, then, you know, that makes it even better. Because then I can put two guys in that truck. Normally I don't put two guys in that truck, you know, with one lawnmower. Sometimes if it's a busy day or whatever, but it's not nothing consistent I'm going to do. Not right now, and that could change. So I want to have the ability to take the Bobcat and the dump trailer to a job and do demo work without having to haul another truck, you know, or bring another truck. So I can go do demo work with the Bobcat, the dump trailer, putting the Bobcat on the dump trailer and carrying it all in one rig to a job, while the other truck is mowing grass. See, you got to set yourself up that kind of thing don't just happen. It's plotting and thinking about what you know, what needs to happen. So that's my goals for you know, for the business this year. The truck thing is going to be something that's going to happen. The dump trailer is something that, well, if it don't happen, it's not a big deal. But I'm striving for that. I've already started socking money away that ain't got nothing to do with the business bank account or my personal savings account or anything. This is an account that I have set up that is strictly for purchases like this. And the purchases I have in my head are a truck, and I'll finance some of that, and a dump truck. I'll probably pay cash for that. I'll just have to see. But before I do any of that, I need to pay off something. I don't need to have all this money going out and not pay off something that I'm paying on now. So the only thing that I'm paying on right now, as far as equipment goes, is the man lift. So let's go on and pay that $4,000 or $5,000, whatever it is. Get out from under them folks, and yeah. And then the only thing I have financed as far as the business goes is this truck and the building. But y'all get this: the payment on the building, by the way that I did it, is I didn't do it all at one time. So I did the concrete, paid cash, and then I financed the building, but I put 13 down on the building, and then the rest of the stuff I did inside the building is all cash and my labor, even the electrical. I pay cash for that too. So the building, the payment on the building is $208 a month for 4 years, and I could pay that. I only borrowed $10,000 out of all that shit that building is. I've only borrowed $10,000, and I probably have over 40 in it. So, and for me to only owe $10,000, not even that now, is I've made 4 or 5 payments now. But there's no benefit really in paying the building off, because I'm not having to pay interest. So it's not, it's I mean, $208 a month is less than my freaking cell phone bill. I mean, I don't even notice it. It's automatic payment. So you got to be goal oriented though, y'all out here. I gotta get to it, y'all.